Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're doing absolutely amazing today. Now in this one today, we are going to talk about how you can get 200 plus 5-star reviews on Google for your law firm, and also how this can actually increase your revenue by an extra 44%. Now, in case if you don't know who I am, my name is Alex. I'm the CEO of Luxury Avenue Media, where my team works with law firms and we basically build out their own qualified lead generation and case acquisition infrastructures that allows them to be fully in control of their scale, meaning that they can be fully in control as to how many cases they sign on every single month, as opposed to relying on paper lead services or marketing agencies for the rest of their business career, in a sense. So yeah, and generally speaking, everything that we've implemented for partners has resulted into some pretty amazing results. For example, Christina right here, she signed on 5 new family cases in the first 7 days of this month with $19,000 in retained cash collected and $72.5K in total case value worth, and is currently booking upwards of about 5 qualified appointments every single day with her ideal types of clients. Carl signed on 2 new family law cases in the first 3 days of this week with $10,000 in retained cash collected and $25,000 in total case value. Steve, in the first week of launch, booked in 11 qualified appointments for his family law practice without even having to chase any of his own leads. And then Ashley is currently booking on average, calls on average at about $160 per qualified appointment, basically. Okay. Now, with that being said, let's discuss what exactly we are going to cover in this video, so you can pretty much go ahead and implement these new strategies right after watching this video to pretty much increase the amount of reviews that you have. And also I'm going to explain to you how this is actually going to increase your revenue by 44% as well once you hit that 200 reviews mark. Okay, so the very first thing we'll talk about is how you can actually get reviews from non-clients. Okay, this is going to be super powerful. Also, how you can increase the conversion rate percentage from people who you ask for a review and the ones that actually do leave a review, okay? And lastly, we'll also talk about some foundations you need to put in place to actually effortlessly and smoothly get quite a bit of reviews for a law firm, okay? So first things first, why should you even worry about getting Google reviews in the first place? Well, this is a pretty straightforward question, to be honest, because you probably know why you should be getting reviews, but you probably don't understand it to, what extent, how important it actually is, because there has been a study actually done that for, businesses, like local businesses, basically what happens is that if they get to a point where they have 200 reviews, right, that's the point where on average their monthly revenue basically increases by 44%. So you do the math. If you're currently making, let's say, about 100 grand a month with your law firm, as an example, right? Then a 44% increase would mean that you would pocket an additional 44,000 a month in your law firm without actually increasing any more marketing spend and things along those lines, just because you have so much social proof, right? So, the thing really that happens is that this law space is very, very competitive. There is tons of other law firms in your area who will literally do the exact same practice area of law that you are doing. So having so much social proof from reviews can kind of help you beat this competition in a sense, right? So really what you want to do is you want to go on Google and you want to find out a competitor in your area who does the exact same area of law that you are doing, okay? And is also within your geographical area as well, right? Find them and see how many Google reviews they have, okay? And then set a goal for yourself to actually get more Google reviews than they have, okay? That should be one of your number one goals in a sense, because of how important it is. Because if you can get to a point where you have 200 reviews, once again, it can literally increase your revenue by 44%. And also everybody within your area is kind of going to see that you're the go-to law firm when it comes down to this practice area of law, because, you have the most amount of reviews in a sense, right? So with that being said, let's talk about some of the foundations you must put in place when it comes down to getting these reviews, and then we're going to walk you through how you can kind of go about getting reviews overall, okay? The very first thing you need to keep in mind is that there is this thing called the writer's block, which basically means that in most cases, people have no idea what to write about in the review, so it kind of prevents them from actually leaving a review in the first place, right? Because they just have no idea what to write, right? So what you want to do is you want to make their job as easy as possible through essentially you outlining to them what exactly they should kind of like go ahead and talk about in the review. Okay, so what you want them to do is you want them to just simply answer these 5 questions right here. The first question is, what was the problem you had before you came to our law firm? Why did you pick our law firm as opposed to any other law firm within the same exact area? What did we do for you? What were the results? And then also, lastly, how did these results impact your life? Okay, so when you ask them for a review, right, you send them the link where they can leave the review. Okay, and then after that, you just tell them that, hey, as far as like what you can write in the review, just cover these 5 things. Just answer these 5 questions, and that's basically it, right? And that's going to eliminate this writer's block in a sense. Okay. The second thing is the follow-up, because on average, when you ask 10 people to leave a review, only about 3 of them are going to do that. Okay, the average conversion is about 33%. That's why it's extremely important to actually follow up with them and you remind them a couple of times to actually leave this review. Okay, and then the other thing you want to do is you want to tell them a reason as to why they should actually leave the review in the first place. Okay, tell them like what's the benefit overall. Okay, because for most businesses, what they're going to do is they understand this concept really well, and what they typically do is they'll go ahead and compensate you for leaving a review. For example, they give you a free Starbucks gift card or a free consultation or whatever it might be. However, the downside within the law space is that you cannot actually do that, right? But what you can do instead is you can tell people how their review is going to impact other people's lives. And the way how you can structure that when you tell them is by basically saying that, hiring a lawyer is one of the, most difficult decisions anyone can ever make in their life. So, reviews and stories from a client like you are actually going to help potentially thousands of people because it helps them make the right decision. So I'd really appreciate if you could tell your story so that you can help potentially hundreds and even possibly thousands of people make one of the most difficult decisions in their life. Okay, so when you phrase it this way, your clients who essentially are hearing this from you, right, the ones that you're asking to leave a review, they'll see that this review that they're going to leave actually serves a bigger purpose in a sense, right? So that's why you want to go ahead and phrase it this way. And through you doing this, when you give them a good reason why they should leave a review, and also you follow up with them, and then you pretty much eliminate the writer's block, you can actually increase your conversion rate from people that you ask for a review to the ones that actually do leave a review. Okay, but these are some of the foundations to keep in mind before you actually go ahead and ask anybody for a review in the first place. Okay, now with that being said, let's talk about how you can actually get reviews. Now for most the most common people that you can pretty much ask for a review are literally your previous clients that you have already served, right? And the existing clients. That's basically what every law firm does. They only get reviews from these types of people. Okay. Now, one thing to keep in mind though is that you don't have to wait until the case is settled to leave the review. You can ask them to leave the review pretty much, halfway throughout the relationship with you, or even closer than that as well. The main goal is to just simply deliver some value to them, some of those first initial wins, right? And then after that, you can ask for a review. Okay, and they can always come back later and update the review later on as well. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to actually go ahead and reach out to your past clients with a personalized text message and ask them to leave a review using the messaging template I shared above, which is this one here. Okay, so depending on how many years you've been practicing, right, you might have like a very huge client list that you've served. You can literally reach out to them, one by one with a simple text message asking them to leave a review, and also send them an email as well. Okay, and then from all those people, a specific percentage of them are actually going to go ahead and leave a review. Okay, so that's the first thing you want to do if you haven't done this yet. Okay, but from now on, moving forward, what you want to do, every single client you sign on, you just want to go ahead and face to face kind of like ask them for a review. When you pretty much like maybe submit their documents to court, or I don't know, like whatever else stage that you might go through with them in the partnership, you just want to go ahead and ask for these reviews constantly all the time. Okay, now let's talk about how you can get reviews from non-clients. Okay, this is going to be super powerful. Okay, the very first thing you can do is you can ask for reviews to prospects that you speak to on consultation calls, okay? Because after conducting a consultation call, pretty much at the very end of it, you can ask people to leave a review, okay? Now, most law firms believe they should only get reviews from clients, but this couldn't be further from the truth, because everybody that you kind of like speak to on a consultation, if they actually got value from that consultation, right, then what you want to do is you just want to ask them for a review, like how did the consultation call actually go, right? Because most of them are going to be actually happy to leave a review for you, explaining how the consultation call went, right? Saying that I spoke to attorney XYZ, in regards to XYZ situation that I'm in. They provided quite a lot of value for us, and if anybody is looking to have a conversation with a family lawyer, a personal injury lawyer, whatever that may be, then attorney XYZ could provide you quite a lot of value as well. Something along those lines. You know what I mean? They don't need to say that they are your client, because they're not your client, right? But they can go ahead and leave a review as to how did the consultation call actually go. Okay. And really, depending on how many prospects you speak to on a weekly basis, this can drastically increase the amount of reviews that you get. So, just do the math. If let's say if the average conversion is like 33%, right? And if you speak to, I don't know, like 30 people a month as an example, right? Then 33% from 30 people is about like 9 to 10 reviews that you could be getting on a monthly basis. And if you do that over a year, then that's like 120 reviews, which is a pretty decent amount, generally speaking, right? So that's one of the things, right? And the other thing as well is you want to ask your family members and partners to leave a review for you as well. Okay, now these reviews should not be them pretending that they're your client, because you don't want to do that. What you want to do instead is you want them to pretty much like leave reviews where they kind of like talk about your quality traits, right? So what they should instead talk about are the good quality traits that you have, and if they would ever need an attorney for this area of law, the very first law firm that they would go to is literally you. That's it. Okay, so they pretty much like recommend you without necessarily saying that they're your client. Okay, and when it comes down to family members, you can ask this to your family members, your friends, your relatives, or stuff like that. But you can also ask this to partners, okay? So if you have strategic partners, as an example, right? If let's say you are a PI law firm, right? And let's say you have a body shop that you have in your partnership, where maybe they refer some cases to you and you refer some cases to them. Maybe you have a chiropractor, some medical clinics, some, I don't know, some yoga, instructors, whatever they might be, right? Between which you kind of like, refer clients every now and then as well together, right? You can ask these partners to leave a review for you as well. And you can even kind of like phrase it, what is kind of like the bigger purpose behind this, right? Because if you guys are kind of like partners, right, you can say that, hey, would you mind leaving a review for our law firm, just talking about like, the good quality traits of our law firm in a sense, right? Because what this would do, of course, is that it would provide you an additional review, right? Which means that more people see your law firm as an authority, which means that you can get more clients, which obviously also that means that, if those clients are in a need of, let's say, a chiropractor or, a body shop or whatever, then they are going to be the partner that you're going to send them to, in a sense, right? So that's very, very powerful. So really like depending on how many family members you have and how many partners you have, you could literally get quite a bit of reviews right here as well, like right away. You can ask your mom, your dad, your grandparents if they are obviously still around. You can ask your siblings, like your sister, your son, like your kids as well, pretty much, right? You can ask your brother, you can ask your cousins, you can ask any other relatives you have, and this way you can probably kind of like get already close to like 10 reviews quite easily. And then whatever friends you have that are close friends to you, whatever partners you have, you could literally get like an extra 5 to 10 reviews there as well. So like literally we're looking at about like 15 to 20 reviews already, right, from this alone. And then depending on the volume of people that you usually speak to on a monthly basis, that are prospects of yours, you could be getting like 10, 20 reviews a month. And then of course like that really like ranks it up, and within a couple of months time you can get to a point where you actually have those 200 reviews, which obviously then sets you in a position where you can actually increase your revenue by an extra 44% without increasing anything with marketing spend or anything along those lines. Okay, so that's about that. Now, if you're somebody who is looking to pretty much obviously increase your caseload and get more cases for a law firm with high paying clients, then what I and my team does is we do free walkthrough sessions where I and my team can take a look at your existing situation in law firm, what are your goals, what is your geographical area, what is the practice area of law that you practice as well, and then walk you through a personalized strategy that you can use when it comes down to signing on 30, 40, or whatever is the amount of cases you want to sign on every single month, so that you can get to that next level as well. And on top of that, walk you through more details about how you can get upwards of 200 plus 5-star reviews for your law firm. If that's what you're interested in, then I will leave a button somewhere below this video in the description section. It's going to lead you to our calendar where you can book a call either with me and myself or with somebody on my team where we can actually walk you through this complete free strategy walkthrough session on the infrastructure that you can use to basically scale up your law firm by double or triple X or whatever your goal might essentially be. Okay, so I'll leave the link, as I said, in the description. But else than that, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions, then leave a comment below. But else than that, I'll see you all in the next one.